Two big topics here at Weather Nation on this Sunday, from severe weather across the deep south to a pretty potent snow event across the Midwest. I'm meteorologist Brian Carrick. More on our blizzard conditions across parts of the Dakotas and Minnesota, and now stretching into Wisconsin as well. But first, let's go over the heavy snow that we've had so far, and out west of the Twin Cities a ways to Sacred Heart, Minnesota. This is out in the Minnesota River Valley area, 15.5 inches of snow. Montevideo in western Minnesota at 1 foot, and in Sauk Rapids, just outside of St. Cloud, 10 inches of snow. Our own Katie Ferrier out measuring the snow on a rooftop here at the Weather Nation studios in Excelsior, Minnesota, and she had this to file.
We're going to do the cliche weatherman or weatherwoman measuring how much snow is on the roof. Here we go. Well, you can see my pants are all full. All right, here we go. Drum roll, please. Okay, so it looks like about 8.5 inches of snowfall here on top of the roof so far. And I think we're expecting to see a lot more as it comes down at a pretty good clip right now.
All right, thank you, Katie, for that report. And obviously, road conditions very treacherous out there. Check out this shot out of Waite Park. Again, this is up near St. Cloud, north and west of Minneapolis. Just sending in a photo of a car that ended up in the ditch. Slow it down, and if you don't have to travel, I'd say it's best just to hunker down at home. Take a look at St. Cloud. Snow is flying. You're going to see over 1 foot in some spots. Redwood Falls out in western Minnesota, heavy snow, expecting blizzard conditions later this afternoon. And the Metrodome getting a good round of snow. Hopefully it holds up this time around. And again, it's snow flying as folks were out tailgating this morning. Road conditions very, very slick. I have to thank Paul Allen for sharing this picture of the dome covered in snow. St. Paul visibility has been down throughout the morning and into the early afternoon here as snow has been coming in waves. The Twin Cities International Airport reporting lots of cancellations and delays. I'm surprised our airplane isn't red. Chicago, Midway, and O'Hare had a red airport, or I should say a red airplane earlier, indicating some delays as well. And we will more than likely see some big-time delays into Green Bay as that snow is really cranking up now. And I believe Detroit in town to take on the Packers. So obviously a bit of a snowy one up in Green Bay here the next couple of days. But here's our area of low pressure spinning up into southern Minnesota. You remember yesterday we talked about how it was trending a little more south, and that's exactly what's occurring. And what we're dealing with here is we are starting to kind of shear out this area of low pressure just a bit. The variance in wind, the variation in the wind here, helping to stretch our area of low pressure. We're drawing in some dry air, but the comma here you see as we stretch out the low pressure system and the moisture available here in the whites in western Minnesota, that is called a deformation zone. And as it slides east toward the Twin Cities, this will help to enhance the snowfall across the Twin Cities metro area. So snow totals continue climbing. Winter storm warnings stretch from western Wisconsin back to central Minnesota in pink, including the entire Twin Cities metro area. But the blizzard warning still in effect. Mankato to New Ulm to Alexandria, Wilmer, Marshall, and out toward Aberdeen, and now stretch down toward Mitchell, South Dakota, as winds really start cranking up at the backside of the system, whipping that snow around and creating near zero visibility. Showers and storms, the Ohio Valley, severe weather across the lower Mississippi Valley. Backside of this system, intense wind and very cold air. Take a look at the temperatures from earlier here across the area, as we had 9 in Pierre, but 31 in the Twin Cities. Then you head out toward Louisville, 64. Getting close to a record breaker in Louisville. Winds still out of the south, pumping in the warm, moist air, but winds now howling out of the northwest in Pierre and North Platte. Gusts over 30 miles per hour. Wind chill readings in the teens below zero here from northwest Minnesota back down toward Pierre, South Dakota. As a matter of fact, up near Roseau and Foston, we're talking wind chill readings in the 20s below. So by 7, the strongest winds have translated down into eastern Nebraska with gusts over 40 to 45 miles per hour and wind advisories in place. Those winds continue overnight across Iowa and Missouri. They calm down here across Minnesota as we get into the afternoon. But check out the temperatures. This is today. I just want to show you, compare and contrast here. 6 in Bismarck, 65 with showers and storms in Louisville, in between 37 in Des Moines, dealing with some snow as well. But here's a look at your forecast highs for Monday. 11 International Falls, 13 in the Twin Cities. Louisville, you drop back to 46 with rain wrapping up and that wind translating toward the east. Take a look at our nation's forecast on Monday. A warm one in New York City at 64 with rain, 74 at Sunshine LA, 35 expected in Billings.